Tonight we're taking a look back at some of the stories and people we've covered this past year here on Our Issues Tampa Bay. We'll introduce you to a young artist who won a countywide contest honoring our military, law enforcement, fire rescue, and emergency personnel. We'll see how a local organization is taking its environmental efforts one step further by going solar. And we'll find out if the new bike light program in Pasco County is working, plus a bonus. You'll meet a father and son team who were the bronze winning medalist from this year's powerlifting championships. Stay with us. Well, this past year, we were very proud to help spread the word about a county-wide art contest for all Polk County High School students. The concept of this contest was not only to challenge the art students, but also to honor our veterans, first responders, and police. And tonight, we're very happy to tell you who won. Joining me now is Polk County Art Supervisor Dr. Kimberly Cruz and artist Tom Monaco. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Let's start off with what brought this contest about. Let's rewind a little bit and catch up our viewers who might not have seen our other segment.
Well, actually, this idea was pitched to me just a couple of days on the job. Platform Art came to me with an idea that they wanted to create more, or to assist us with more 3D works throughout our county.
Okay.
And so this particular idea was to incorporate the veterans in the city of Lakeland, not just your military veteran, but law enforcement workers as well. And so they wanted to create a sculpture that would be symbolic to some of the themes, I guess you could say, that was prevalent to them. And so they wanted to incorporate the school system by allowing the students to create an idea that would eventually be transformed into metal by a local artist.
Okay. And metal by a local artist brings Tom Monaco into it. Tom, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you for being involved with this, because you being a professional artist, you bring so much, glory to this whole contest. The kids look up to you. You're doing what many of them want to do one day. What was your first thought when you got involved with the contest?
I thought it was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
When Cynthia Haffey of Platform Art first approached me about it, I thought if the best term I could use, it was the perfect storm of everything that you want to try and achieve in art, as far as education, memorializing, the first responders, the police, the veterans, bringing student art to the city. I mean, it was like, there was nothing about it that wasn't like, this is awesome.
It's perfect.
It was perfect.
The perfect storm, I agree
storm.
with that. So you guys put the word out to all of your art students, and how many entries did you get?
We received about 60 entries.
Now, Tom, you were a part of that judging panel as well.
Yes.
Judging 60 amazing entries. And let's talk about how they submitted their entries.
So what we did is early on at the very beginning of the school year, we met with all the art instructors and we discussed the concept, and we sort of put some outlines together so that they have some guidelines of what we were looking for, because of course with as many groups as were involved with the police and the fire and the veterans and the city and the county, trying to get a collective consensus on art can be because art is very subjective. And somebody let the word abstract slip out, and of course people's eyes started to roll back in their heads. And so we had certain guidelines that we were trying to convey to the instructors as far as things that would be more receptive to people who are not necessarily art aficionados or the general public. And so we met with them, and then we did some workshops and kind of talked about different techniques. And the idea was for the students to do like a maquette, a small version of what they envisioned the sculpture to be.
Like out of cardboard,
cardboard and paper. And we supplied some materials that would, the idea was that the materials would help translate into steel, because we knew that the final sculpture was going to want to be permanent materials, metal, glass. And so by giving the materials we thought we could easily translate, it kind of controlled, so they weren't making a lot of stuff out of things that would be hard to replicate in full scale.
Right.
So we try to kind of put a bit of a rein on it.
Yes.
And then the teachers then took it from there. And then they had a platform, a children's platform event in February, where all of the submissions were adjudicated by a group of representatives from all the different areas.
Okay, so you got 60 submissions. You narrowed it down to various people who judged in their groups, picked 3, and then you picked a top 1 out of that. Tell us who won and tell us about, describe her sculpture.
Well, when I first saw Maria's Vasquez, who is the winner,
Yes.
when I first saw her sculpture, it was incredible because seeing it head on and then seeing it from different angles, and that's the beauty of sculpture, being able to appreciate something in the round. And so being able to see these 3 separate planes, and each particular plane had a different image that was actually carved. So you could see them individually or you can see them together depending on your point of view. And so I thought it was such a strong message that definitely symbolized or conveyed the word honor.
And Tom, how hard was that for you to translate into steel?
Actually, it was incredibly easy,
Really?
thankfully, I should say that, because some of the sculptures, of all the entries, hers kind of rose to the top because it had everything that I think every group was looking for. It was kind of universal in its theme. It had some sort of an emotional touchstone that everyone could associate with.
Right.
It wasn't too abstract, but it wasn't like beaded over the head, like too literal. And then it incorporated a poem, and the poem was something that helped also to add another dimension to the whole piece. So, but thankfully, it was actually one of the simplest sculptures to actually translate into metal.
It's beautiful. What is next for Maria? She now has a permanent sculpture in the city of Lakeland for all her friends and family to see. I know they're so proud of her. And by the way, we did invite Maria to be here today, but she is working. She just got out of school. She just graduated. She was not able to be here. But what is next for Miss Maria?
I had a chance to talk to Maria at the unveiling, and she said what's next for her is that she'll start Polk State College in the fall.
Great.
And then after that, a couple of years there, her plans were to enroll at the Ringling School of Art. So I know that she is definitely wanting to pursue her art, and she particularly said in the area of graphic design.
I can see why.
Yeah,
The sculpture's
yeah.
amazing.
It's
We're so
amazing.
proud of her. I know her family's proud of her as well. Let's wrap this up with next year. You've got 2 more years of this contest?
Two more years.
Okay.
Basically, the idea was to try to do a sculpture representing the different, what's the term I'm trying to use, the themes or the tenants that sort of represent the honor park. So we are going to do one representing service and one for sacrifice.
Honor was this year.
Honor
and
was
then
this year.
Service will be coming up,
and then sacrifice. And
Those are 3 great themes. So we've got 2 more years of this contest, and I have a feeling, a sneaky suspicion, that we're going to see more years of this, maybe with a different theme or different concept. But I love the way the fact you've incorporated these high school students. You've given them, you know, not just the opportunity to get involved in something that could be permanent and to possibly win, but Maria's just one of the students. She's a great girl, and she is now being looked up to by many other young artists in Polk County. So she's a superstar, and we're so proud of her. And we're thankful you did the contest, and we look forward to helping you promote it again the following year as well. We're here behind you. So thank you.
as well.
Appreciate it.
Good, good. Dr. Cruz and Tom, thank you for being here. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
making this contest come to life. Up next, we're going to find out what's new at Tampa Bay Watch, the Marine and Education Center. Stay with us. We'll be right back.